Testing, testing. Good morning, everybody. I'm very excited to have a chance to share with you my favorite book here today. All right, as a follow-up to Mr. Ian's presentation on New Year's resolution last week, so I want to introduce you a book, one of my favorite books. Okay, so the name is It's Not How Good You Are, It's How Good You Want to Be. Alright, so in order to jot down the advice that I think very useful, have you got your notebook and pens ready? So I give you 10 seconds. Alright, so when you are ready, please stand down and look at me so that I know that, oh, I'm ready. So I can see that all of you are well trained and well prepared for the morning presentation, which is very good. Okay, so last few seconds for you to get yourself ready. Alright, so let's start now. Alright, so this is the book. Okay, and the author is Paul Arden, who deceased around 15 years ago. Alright, so who is he? Let me share a short biography about this person. He was the executive creative director of Saatchi, which is a very famous advertising company. And then during his stay there, he handled a lot of big accounts like the British Airways, Anchor Butter, Toyota, I think you know Toyota, right? The very famous vehicle manufacturer. So forth and so forth. I'm not going to read every one of them, but he is a very famous person in the advertising field. And then he's got 3 publications that I will introduce to you later. Alright, now, so before I talk about the advice that I can get from the book, there are altogether 4. I would like to ask you a question. Okay, so question 1. How good do you really want to be? So maybe all of you are teenagers and then you are still young and then you are still thinking of your direction in life, and sometimes you will feel very lost. But I think this question you are able to answer. Alright, so how good you really want to be? You want to be a normal person? You want to be good, very good, best in your field, just like Steve Jobs, okay, who is the best in IT field, I believe. I think you agree, right? Or just like Napoleon, the best in the world. Okay, so I think you have an answer in your mind. And the good thing is that you can choose what direction you want to go. But the problem is, are you ready to pay the sacrifice? Are you willing to work hard on it? So lately, I was having a conversation with my Form 6 student who are working on their GPAS application. And because the deadline is coming very soon, and then they have to think about what subjects they want to study in the next few years, or whether they should start working or continue with their study. So, some of them have very clear directions. They have a target about what to study at a university. But many of them, they told me, Ms. Wong, I don't know what I'm going to study. It doesn't matter, okay? I just get into whatever I can get. So this is their answer. And then I just think that they are not willing to set a target for themselves because they are not willing to pay the sacrifice. They think it's too hard, but they say no before they try. So it's okay to dream big as long as you set your goals and take action. Even if your goals are beyond what you think you are capable of, why not? Just give it a try. So I believe that if you try your best the result won't be very bad. So, the first piece of advice I have got from the book is, your vision is the greatest asset you have. That means your goal is invaluable to you. As long as you are daring, you can be brave enough to set one for yourself. Alright, so this is the first piece of advice. Alright, so another question. Praise and criticism, which one do you prefer? Alright, so you want to be praised, having people saying that you have done well, or having criticism, having people saying that, oh, you are not doing well enough. Alright, so let's have a look at the situation. Imagine you have spent hours on painting a picture, and what response, okay, would you expect from your friend when you eagerly show your friend this picture? Alright, the first response is, okay, response A. Your friend said joyfully, your picture is great, it's really a masterpiece. Of course, at that time you feel good, you feel flattered, oh, I have done a wonderful job. I think most of you like this response, right? But how about another response, B? Your friend said reluctantly, I think it's not as good as I expected. The color used are too dull. You should try harder. Now, I think that if you have got this response from your friend, your first reaction is that, oh, you know nothing. You don't know how hard I tried. And then you don't understand me, okay? Or you reject this criticism. But what are the differences between the two responses? Okay, so let's have a look at the first, praise. Alright, of course, if you got praise from your friend, your ego is massaged. That means you feel very good. You feel flattered, okay? And but the problem is that maybe in the future you edit out all the criticism, no matter what people say. As long as it's not something good, then you rejected it. So, and then you choose to hear only the good. But how about B, criticism? Maybe for the first second, it sounds bad to you, but it is an opportunity for you to improve. Now, actually, you are your own best critic. So why not work harder and take yourself an extra mile, and then make things from good to great. Now, I don't mean that we are looking for perfection. It's not necessary. But what we would like to see is that you have tried your very best. Alright, so the second piece of advice that I've got from the book is, do not seek praise, seek criticism. Okay, so I hope this is equally useful to you. Alright, do not reject others' criticisms once you have got them. Try to rethink whether they are reasonable, whether they are justified, and then see what you can improve. Alright, so and the next question that I would like to ask is, have you found your opportunity to succeed? So some of you may say, well, I'm always waiting for the chance. I'm always waiting for the opportunity to make my dreams come true or to become successful. But let's look at this situation. Now imagine you are going to write a personal statement for the JUPAS application. This is what Form 6 students are doing now. Well, how would you respond? Okay, maybe you say, I'm not good at writing, so just get it done. And then so that, actually I can do better at interviews, so that's why I don't have to work so hard now. Or another way of thinking, saying, oh, let me try my best and plan my statement carefully. I want to impress the admission panel. So what are the differences between the two? Now, to be honest, if you have chosen option A, now, the time of being successful may not come, except you start working on what you have and what is around you. And then for option B, another response, if you're determined to make it great or make it the best, then even if you cannot succeed in the end, okay, you can still get a sense of satisfaction from what you have done. So, the next piece of advice I've got from the book is do not look for the next opportunity. The one you have in hand is the opportunity. Okay, so treasure what you have now. Make good use of every chance you have. Right, and then last question that I would like to ask you today is, are you afraid of making mistakes? Now, maybe I can share my experience. I have stayed here for 1 month, and let me share my experience with you. I'm teaching a class of Form 5 students, and they are very lovely, okay? Some of them are here, Dixon, okay? He's there. All right, they're very lovely. They're very hardworking, very good learning attitude. So in the class, they are very attentive. No matter what I ask them to put down on their notebook, they immediately put the things down, okay? Excellent. But when it comes to answering questions, everybody shut up. No one dares say anything, okay? Why? They are too afraid of making mistakes. They don't want to be laughed at. And so that's why they stop themselves from trying. But look at these people. All right, now, so this man on the US dollars, okay, must be someone who's very important. Okay, he's Benjamin Franklin. And then he is very talented, he was very talented, and then he played different roles in different fields. Okay, I'm not going to read out all the things he did. But he said, I haven't failed. I had 10,000 ideas that didn't work. All right, so let's look at another person, Mr. Thomas Edison. All right, from this picture, you know that he's the inventor of light bulbs, right? Which is a very great achievement. And then what he said is that of the 200 light bulbs that didn't work, every failure told me something that I was able to incorporate into the next attempt. So, you see, even for such talented people like Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Edison, they have made a lot of mistakes before they become successful. Okay, so life is a maze. This is a maze, okay? So, make it amazing. But how? It doesn't mean that an amazing life is a life without mistakes. Your task is to figure out the way, all right? So find out the exit. But in real life, mistakes are inevitable. Don't think that, oh, I can become successful before I make any mistakes. So it's a process of trying and error. Now, get lost and backtrack all the time. Okay? So I hope that you also have the spirit of trial and error. And the last piece of advice I've got from the book is that the person who doesn't make mistakes is unlikely to make anything. All right? So these are 4 pieces of advice that I've got from the book. Of course, there are many, many in the book. If you're interested, you're always welcome to come find me, and then I can share it with you. All right, so any other thoughts? Now, I think this is a very useful self-help book, which is easy to read. And the language is precise and concise. And the layout is also very creative. It gives readers strong visual impact. And it's a very powerful motivation tool too. If you are sad or if you are frustrated, you can get a motivation boost when you need. All right, so let me show you a couple of pages from the book. All right, so it is not that threatening. All right, it's very clear and easy to read. And the examples are very interesting too. All right, so this is another one. All right, so if you're interested, feel free to come to see me. All right, so there are 2 other books that was written by the same author. So the first one is whatever you think the opposite. So you can tell that the writer is very creative by looking at the cover only. And the second one is God explained in a taxi ride. Okay, so I've got all three. If you really want to have a look, please come. Alright, so the last one is that I wish everyone will make your dreams happen. So that's the end of my sharing. Thank you very much.